We begin tonight with new information out of Beltrami County, where emergency crews sprang into action to help rescue about 200 people who were stuck on the ice in Upper Red Lake. They were stranded for hours.
Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing from the rescuers. Take a look at this. This overhead view of the lake shows the ice separated from the lake's shore. We're told someone from Northwood's fish houses first saw a large crack on the lake's south shore, opening up east to west. Samantha Youngbauer with Northwood Fish Houses is also a first responder that was called to the scene. She tells us what happened.
Upon getting there, we had about a 60-foot, so 60, crack open up. We ended up having to get a airboat so that way we could have some responders go out there and help bring people in.
About an hour after the ice started shifting, a temporary bridge was set up, allowing some of the fishermen to walk back to shore safely. But the Beltrami County Sheriff's Office says this is the most people they've ever had to rescue like this from the ice, though things like this, they say, happen far too often.
One of the biggest challenges is we're putting people's lives at risk to go and rescue people who are venturing out on early ice. They're venturing out on a lake that has unpredictable ice. And I preach that the ice is never, ever safe, no matter what time of the year.
The sheriff went on to say that he'd like resorts in the area to wait longer for the ice to become thicker before allowing people to venture out.
Switching gears now a little bit, talking about the weather, because it has been fairly mild recently, though that's changing. First Alert Storm Team forecaster Summer Schnellbach joins us with details. Summer.
Yeah, thank you so much, and good Monday evening, everyone. Today was actually kind of a mild day, near seasonal temperatures in the mid-30s for many folks. So above freezing, allowing for a little bit of melt. But changes are coming. We had a cold front move through today. Now temperatures are in the teens and 20s, coolest up in the Devil's Lake Basin, 17 right now in Devil's Lake, 16 in Langdon. Meanwhile, still 27 in Fergus Falls and in Bemidji. The front that moved through today is extending from a low pressure system spinning up in Manitoba. You can kind of see that comma shape. That's the front right there. And we had some snow showers along with it this afternoon and early evening. Now they're exiting, bringing us some clearer skies tonight, and now bringing us some more wind as well. Not too bad across the Red River Valley at this time, though we are gusting to 23 miles per hour in Baudette. The strongest winds or the gustiest winds still out in the western Dakotas, but we're going to see a change in our temperatures and our wind trend this week, starting with our wind trend Tuesday and Wednesday, even into Thursday, seeing some quite gusty winds over 30, over 35 miles per hour. For tonight in Fargo, the breeze is going to stay with us, not a windy night, and temperatures falling into the teens. So coming up in just a few minutes, we'll be talking more about the cooler trend that's going to be setting in and how long these winds stick around, and of course talk about our next chance for some snow.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Summer.
Commuters in Fargo witnessed a scary sight this morning. 2 people left with serious injuries when a Jeep was rear-ended by a school bus into oncoming traffic on 25th Street South in Fargo. The accident left some residents in the area saying this is a continuous problem with the lack of a stoplight or turning lanes onto 25th Street. However, Fargo transportation engineer Jeremy Gordon says those additions are dependent on crash reports from the state, Fargo police, or public input, something he says he hasn't seen a lot of.
I've been here a long time. I haven't had any calls related to the intersection of 25th Street and 36th Avenue, I think is where the crash occurred. Usually my phone rings quite a bit when there's a need out there. It's been pretty quiet on that.
Gordon added they're currently undergoing a study on 25th Street from 32nd Avenue to 64th Avenue to look at options for adding turn lanes. That study will wrap up in the next couple months.
We're learning new details tonight about what led to the arrest of a Fargo South band teacher. 43-year-old Sebastian Tackling is accused of having sexual relations with a student. Police say he was first on their radar after an incident back on June 6th when an officer found him and a then 17-year-old student laying on an air mattress in the back of a vehicle in Riverwood Park. But since there was no evidence of actual criminal behavior, there were no charges filed at that time. Police then got a call from someone on behalf of the student who is now 18 on Saturday. The girl then told police she and Tackling have been in a relationship that started over a year ago, including having sex at his home, at a basketball court near Lewis and Clark Elementary, some touching going on in school. Police say Tackling admitted to having an inappropriate relationship, but denied the sexual relations, at least until she was 18. In a statement, district officials say in part, the safety and security of our students are of paramount importance to Fargo Public Schools. We will not tolerate any employee who engages in any inappropriate behavior, end quote. Tackling was arraigned in court today. He has a preliminary hearing set for January 4th. The school has placed him on administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation. A Fargo woman is facing felony charges for assaulting a police officer, and it's not the first time. Authorities say a woman called to report a burglary when the woman on your screen, her name is Amy Goodsky, broke into her apartment and began damaging her stuff. Police say while taking Goodsky to her squad car, she kicked an officer and later tried to kick a paramedic. She was charged with the same crime in Williston back in 2019 after police say she bit an officer.
Moorhead police say the man charged with rape on Concordia's campus was taken into custody over the weekend. Officials say 20-year-old Sean Anton was at home in Ramsey County at the time of his arrest. The incident happened early last Tuesday morning inside a dorm. Key logs show him going into the victim's dorm hall around 3:30 a.m., then returning to his dorm around 2 hours later. Court documents say the victim was intoxicated and remembers being held down and sexually assaulted. Her medical exam noted swelling and bruising. Happening tomorrow, North Dakota Supreme Court is set to hear arguments on the state's abortion trigger ban. The Center for Reproductive Rights, which is representing the Red River Women's Clinic, says it will happen at 9:30 in the morning. The clinic argues that the ban violates the state's constitution, and it wants the court to keep the law blocked while lawsuits are being heard. Red River Women's Clinic, which was North Dakota's sole abortion provider, moved to Moorhead over the summer.
Attorney General Drew Wrigley is planning to ask the legislature to expand his office's Medicaid fraud unit. The unit's staff involve 6 people, including 1 attorney, 2 BCI agents, auditors, and support staff. The unit used to be, they say, 90% federally funded, 10% state funded. Now it's 75-25.
That unit now is functioning so well. They're bringing in great cases. We've had convictions in important cases, and also financially, they more than pay for themselves by the fraud dollars that they're bringing in the door.
In addition to the fraud cases, the unit also focuses on maltreatment in Medicaid-funded facilities. New for you tonight, a Cass Lake teen is in custody after leading police on a chase over the weekend in Bemidji. Authorities tried to pull over the teen Saturday night when they say he took off. Officials say the chase went on for about 10 blocks before the driver lost control and crashed through a guardrail, down an embankment, and into Lake Bemidji, or Bemidji Lake. Police say the driver took off running, left 3 injured passengers behind. The passengers were taken to the hospital. The 16-year-old was arrested the following day. Officers say they did find some open alcohol containers, marijuana, and meth inside the vehicle. What started as a fun time for parade goers in Bemidji turned into a scary situation. A man was arrested for a DWI at the parade. Police arrested 26-year-old Fisher Jembor after they say he tried to drive around the barricades which were set up for the parade. Officials say in doing so, he nearly hit people before hitting 2 parked cars. Jembor was arrested for driving under the influence and booked into the Beltrami County Jail.
A sad update for you tonight. One of the last World War II vets in the Dakotas has passed away. John Wells of Lemon, South Dakota, died last night. We brought you the story of Wells sharing his memories of the war just a few weeks ago on Veterans Day. Wells enlisted in the Marines on October 3rd, 1942, his 20th birthday. In February 1945, his Marine unit landed on Iwo Jima. He was honored on his 100th birthday last month with proclamations from both the city of Lemon and the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. 2 years after opening their doors, a West Fargo restaurant is closing. Stonetown Grill made the announcement on Facebook today. Owners say they face challenges since their ill-timed opening in 2020, and with the ongoing economic difficulties, they can't continue. Their last day of business will be this Sunday.
NASA is looking to get back to the moon and beyond. The ongoing Artemis 1 mission aims to have astronauts on the moon as soon as 2025. Many are involved in the ambitious project, including 2 NDSU grads who've been a part of NASA for more than a decade now.
What NASA cares about is who you are and what you bring to the table. They don't care that you're from Williston or a large city or a small city, and that's what I really like about them.
NDSU is one of 7 universities helping NASA complete its mission.
And here's something fun. A generous donation from a local group will help more children receive Christmas gifts this season. AmVet's Post 7 presented Toys for Tots with a check of $400 this evening.
For me personally, it means a great deal because I've actually been able to utilize that service. I know how big of an impact it does make on people's lives who might not have gotten